Hello? Are you all right? I've got your horse back for you. She was... Hello? He felt her hand hot against his soaking chest and opened his eyes again. It had stopped raining, although the plants and trees were still bright with it, and the sodden ground seemed to be steaming. A dark angel, thinly disguised by a rough, reddish beard, was crouching over him, a hand on his heart. The angel smiled briefly. "You're not dead, then? Are you drunk?" Harry couldn't answer, but the man brought his face close to his and sniffed him. "No," he said, "not drunk." He sat back slightly and moved his hand from Harry's heart to his forehead, where it pushed back his hair and briefly sank on his brow. "You've a mighty fever. We need to get you home. The nearest doc's in Unity, but my sister's a nurse. This won't be very comfortable, but I'm going to put you onto your horse. Up you get now." He caught Harry under his arms and hauled him into a sitting position against the tree again, so that Harry could see May standing calmly by, eating whatever grass was to hand. Then he heaved him upright so that, for want of strength, Harry fell close against him and was briefly aware of his relative warmth after the damp chill of the ground, and of a smell off him like spiced wood smoke. Then the man was heaving him over his shoulder and in a sort of fireman's lift, and from there across May's broad back. To be slung, stomach down, over a horse's back was hardly easeful, but the warmth she gave off was comforting, even in his stupor. Holding him firmly by the belt, the man hauled one of his legs up and over her. Harry was sure he would simply slide off head first, but as though sensing what was required of her, May left off eating and raised her head so that he could grip her mane on either side, while his rescuer, after a couple of swearing failures because she was tall and there was no mounting block handy in such a spot, managed to climb astride her too by hauling on a low branch. Close behind him, thigh to thigh, and reaching round him for her reins with one hand, he held him firmly against him with his spare arm. After clicking his tongue to get May moving, he murmured, "Soon have you home," in a low, soothing tone that might have been addressed equally to mare or master. The necessarily slow journey could have taken anything from half an hour to 2. He had no sense of time passing, slipping in and out of consciousness as he was. More than once, his rescuer brought both arms briefly around him to pass the reins from one hand to the other, murmuring that his arm was falling asleep. Riding bareback, they could move at no more than a walk. May's rather galumphing trot, which reminded Harry of an old insult of Jack's that a certain horse he had to treat in Chester was like a sofa with hooves, would have toppled them both in no time. At some point, night fell, and Harry woke to find his head flopped backwards on the other man's shoulder, his view full of stars, and the other's soft beard tickling his ear.